On your calculator, you will find a sin button, a cos button, and a tan button. These are called trigonometric ratios, and we use them to find a missing length or a missing angle in a right angle triangle. So let's start by labeling the triangle. So each of the sides on the triangle has got a name. The one opposite the right angle, the longest side in a right angle triangle, is called the hypotenuse. And we've got an angle marked here as theta. That just means it's an unknown angle at the moment. So that's our angle we're using in the question. The one opposite it is called the opposite. So the one opposite the angle that we're either working out or we've been given is called the opposite. And the one in between our angle and the right angle is called the adjacent. So we've got a hypotenuse, an opposite, and an adjacent. To see how these lengths relate to the sin, cos, and tan buttons, we use SOHCAHTOA. So SOH, means sin with the angle is equal to O divided by H. So the sine of an angle is the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Ka means cos with the angle is equal to A divided by H. And toa means tan with the angle equals O divided by A. I'll quickly say what these mean, although you don't have to worry about this too much. So if we had an angle that was 40 degrees, so this angle is 40 degrees, and we typed in sine 40, we get 0.642787 and so on. So if this angle is 40 degrees, that means that O divided by H will be 0.6427 and so on. So whenever this angle is 40, we know what O divided by H will be. And if we put cos 40 in, we get 0.766 and so on. So that tells you if this is 40 degrees, then A divided by H, so this length, divided by this length, will always be 0.766 and so on. And if we put tan 40 in, we get 0.839 and so on. So the O divided by the A, this length divided by this length, will always be 0.839 and so on. And the calculator has remembered all of these ratios, so you can put any number in, any angle in, and it will tell you what the ratio is. So what the sine of an angle, it will tell you what O divided by H is. For cos of an angle, A divided by H, and for tan of an angle, O divided by A. But as I say, you don't have to worry too much about what it means. You just need to be able to use it. So we need to label the triangle. And in this triangle, which one's H? H is opposite the right angle, the longest length. Which one's O? O is opposite the angle we're using. And A is the other one, or in between the angle and the right angle. Let's have a look at a question. So find the length of AC. That means we're working out this length here. The first step is to label the triangle. So which one's H? H is the longest side. O is opposite the angle we're using. So we're using this 35-degree angle. Opposite it is what we're working out, our X. And the other one is called the adjacent, next to the angle or in between the angle and the right angle. We need to figure out which ratio we're using, sine, cos, or tan. So we can use SOH, CA, or TOA. And H is in the question and O's in the question. So we want to work out O. We know H. But for A, we don't know what it is and we don't want to know what it is. So we're not going to use A. We're using the one with O and H, or the ones without A in. So O and H is SOH. SOH means sine with the angle equals O over H. So in this example, the angle is 35. So sine 35, sin 35 equals x over 10. We want to get x by itself. So if we multiply both sides by 10, so 10 times sine 35, or 10 sine 35, is x. You could write times, you don't have to write the times. So if we type into the calculator 10 sine 35, we find out what x is. So 10 sine 35, and we get 5.74 to 2 decimal places. We'll give our answers to 2 decimal places. So 5.74. It's in centimeters and it's to 2 decimal places. Okay, one for you to try. So if you can give it a go, do so. Otherwise, just keep watching. So step 1, label the triangle. The longest side is the hypotenuse. Opposite the angle we're using, so we've got a 52-degree angle here. Opposite it is called the opposite. And the one in between the angle and the right angle is called the adjacent. We're working out BC. I should have mentioned that. So we're working out the opposite. So we're using our sine, our cos, or our tan. So we've got H. We know H. We want to work out O. And A is not in the question. We don't know what it is, and we don't want to know what it is. So we're using the one with O and H in, which is SOH. Or you could say we're not using the ones with A in. So we're using SOH, which again means sine with the angle equals O over H. So in this example, the angle is 52. So sine 52 equals x over 8. To get x by itself, we're multiplying both sides by 8. So x will be 8 times sine 52. So we type into the calculator 8 times sine 52, or 8 sine 52. And we get an answer to 2 decimal places of 6.30. So x is 6.30 centimeters to 2 decimal places. Okay, another example. Find the length of BC. So we are finding BC, which is the hypotenuse, the longest side. The one opposite the angle is called O, opposite. And the one in between the angle and the right angle is called the adjacent. So we're using sine, cos, or tan. So SOH, CA, or TOA. We're using the one with A and H in. We want A and H. O's not in the question. So which one's got A and H in? It's CA. Cross out the ones with O in. We want CA, one with A and H. So that means cos with the angle equals A over H. So cos 38 equals 5 over x. How do we get x by itself? So we can multiply both sides by x, which will get x times cos 38. So x cos 38 equals 5. And then to get x by itself, divide both sides by cos 38. So x is going to be equal to 5 divided by cos 38. So we'll type this in the calculator. So 5 divided by cos 38, and we get 6.35 to 2 decimal places. So 6.35, and again it's centimeters to 2 decimal places. And one for you to try, so give this one a go. So we're finding the length of AB, which is going to be x. And let's label the triangle first. So we are finding the hypotenuse. So that's h. Opposite the right angle is h. Opposite the angle we've been given is called the opposite. And in between the angle and the right angle is called the adjacent. So is it SOHCAHTOA? So we want A and H. O's not in the question. We want A and H. So that is ka again. So it's cos with the angle equals A divided by H. The angle is 56. So cos 56 equals 7 over x. Multiply both sides by x to get x cos 56 equals 7, and divide both sides by cos 56 to get x by itself. So 7 over cos 56. So type that into the calculator. 7 over cos 56 and we get 12.52 to 2 decimal places. And another example, find the length of AC. So that is this one, A to C. Label the triangle first. So the longest side is the hypotenuse, opposite the right angle. Opposite the angle we've been given is called the opposite. And in between the angle and the right angle is called the adjacent. So we're using SOHCAHTOA. So this time, which lengths are in the question? O's in the question, that's what we're working out. A's in the question because we know it. H isn't in the question. So we want O and A. Cross out the ones with H in. O and A is tan. So it's tan with the angle is O divided by A. And let's substitute in what we've got. So the angle is 38. So we'll have tan 38 equals x over 5. To get x by itself, multiply both sides by 5. So we've got 5 times tan 38 is equal to x. So type that in the calculator, 5 times tan 38. And we get 3.91 to 2 decimal places. So x is 3.91 centimeters to 2 decimal places. And one for you to try, so give this a go. So we're finding the length of AC, so that's going to be our x. So let's label it. The longest side is the hypotenuse, that's opposite the right angle. Opposite the angle we're given is called the opposite, and in between the angle and the right angle is called the adjacent. So is it SOHCAHTOA? Which ratio are we using? So we want O and A, we don't want H, so it's TOA, it's tan. So tan with the angle, so tan theta is O over A, and the angle is 56, so it's tan 56 equals 7 over X, O over A. We want X by itself, so let's first multiply by X, multiply both sides by X, so we'll get X times tan 56 is equal to 7, and then to get X by itself, divide both sides by tan 56, so X will be 7 divided by tan 56. So let's type that into the calculator. 7 over tan 56, and that's 4.72 to 2 decimal places. So let's finish up 2 questions. You can pause the video, give them a go, and press play when you're ready for the answers. Question 1, find the length of AC. So AC, A to C, is our unknown, our X. Label the triangle. So the longest side is the hypotenuse. Opposite the angle is called the opposite. And in between the angle and the right angle is called the adjacent, so A. So we're using SO, CA, or TOA. And we want A and H. A and H are in the question. O's not in the question. So it's CA. So that means that cos with the angle equals A over H. So let's substitute in. The angle is 62. So cos 62 equals A, which is X, over H, which is 7. So let's get X by itself, and to do that we multiply both sides by 7. So we'll have 7 times cos 62 equals X. So 7 times cos 62 is 3.29. So X is 3.29 centimeters to 2 decimal places. And question 2, find the length BC. So we're finding the hypotenuse. So that's H. Opposite the angle is O, and in between the angle and right angle is A. So is it SO, CA, or TOA? We want O and H. O is 9. We know that. X is what we're working out. We're not using A, so we're using SO, which says sine with the angle is O divided by H. And the angle is 40 this time, so sine 40. O is 9. H is X. So sine 40 equals 9 divided by X. We want X by itself, so let's firstly multiply both sides by X. So X times sine 40 is 9. And then to get rid of sine 40, we divide both sides by sine 40. So X is 9 divided by sine 40. So 9 divided by sine 40 is 14.00. So X is 14.00 centimeters to 2 decimal places.